Hello everyone, my name is Nicole and today I'm going to be guiding you through this 1 hour Vinyasa flow. So we're going to be moving through a series of different postures. We're going to get in a nice little workout as well as some quality stretching and relaxation. So what you'll need for your practice today is a yoga mat if you have one. If not, any surface that is going to be gentle on the wrists and the knees will do just fine. And then if you have a yoga block, that will come in handy as well, ideally two. If not, you can just use, you can stack some books, maybe grab a big textbook, anything that is going to elevate the surface closer to you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Coming into a comfortable child's pose at the back of the mat. So just taking the knees out to the width of your mat and then walking the torso forward, allowing the third eye to rest on the mat. Immediately starting to bring your awareness into the breath, noticing if your breath is short and choppy, or maybe it's already running deep. We want to focus on creating nice, long inhales through the nose, deep belly breaths, long exhales back out the nose, starting to fire up our Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath. Just starting to warm the body from the inside and out. We'll bring some micro movement into this space by lifting onto the fingertips, tenting the palms and lifting the creases of the wrists and elbows off of the mat. From here, you want to draw the shoulder blades down the spine, pressing the hips back onto the heels. You should notice a nice sensation in the armpits as well as along the vertebrae. Again, focus on taking nice deep breaths here. Maybe you start to notice a deeper rhythm with your breathing. On your next inhalation, lift the torso and walk the body off of your mat over to the right. We're finding a nice intercostal stretch. So with every inhale, we lengthen through the left side body, feeling the rib cage expand. Feeling a nice opening through the left side of the body. We want to roll that left shoulder down. As we exhale, we contract in our right side body, pulling us deeper into the space. Remember to press the hips back onto the heels to help facilitate this pose. You can stay here or maybe inch the fingertips a little bit more towards that right side, just deepening the expression. Inhale, lift your torso, take the body through the center and over to the left. This time we find a nice stretch through the right side intercostal muscles. Really try to connect to the duality of this space. So as you inhale, see if you can lengthen through the right side body, and as you exhale, contract in the left. In yoga, we link our breath to movement, our pranayama. So allow your breath to facilitate this pose. You can stay here or maybe walk the fingertips a little bit more towards the left side. Just finding what works best for you. Remember that each and every day is different. So you really want to try to tune into whatever your body is telling you on this present moment. Letting go of any expectations that you might have for yourself. Inhale, lift the torso, walk back through center, exhale into your child's pose, third eye rests on the mat, closing our eyes here. Let's take a few moments to set an intention for our practice. So an intention can be a thought, a dedication, a mantra, anything that's going to guide you through your practice. Maybe take a moment to ask yourself why you showed up on the mat today. What do you need from your practice? Or maybe what can you let go of? Yoga is the practice of moving the body with intention. So remember to honor the intention that you are setting in this present moment. On your next inhale, we shift forward onto hands and knees, finding tabletop pose, adjusting our stance so that the shoulders are stacked over the wrist, hips over the knees. We have a nice long spine and the belly is slightly engaged. We're gonna tuck our back toes and move into a wrist stretch. So we're just flipping the hands around so that the fingertips face the knees. The wrist and elbow creases face out. You should feel a nice stretch along the front of the arms. Maybe sit back towards the heels, shifting the hips back, deepening that expression. We really want to be gentle and patient in this space. The wrists tend to carry a lot of extra weight, more than they really should, so we want to take time to gently work into this part of the body in order to reduce inflammation and to prevent injury. You can stay here, or to intensify the stretch, flip onto the tops of the hands so the palms face up and the fingertips face towards each other. We're straightening the arms as much as we can. Maybe wiggle the fingers, maybe bend and straighten the arms. Again, gentle movements here. Go ahead and bring the toes and the knees to touch as we sit back on our heels. Just shake out the wrists, let it go. We should feel a nice stretch along the bottoms of the feet. We're gonna move into a neck stretch. So with the hands by your side, go ahead and drop your chin towards your chest. Feel free to close your eyes here. Notice a lengthening through the back of the spine. We're drawing the shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, roll right ear over right shoulder. Feeling that lengthening through the left side of the neck. Come through center, tuck chin to chest. Roll over to the left, left ear, left shoulder. Again, drawing that right shoulder away from the ear to feel a nice stretch. Come back through center, tuck chin to chest. Go ahead and sway the neck from side to side at your own pace. We gently work into the cervical spine. Starting to calm down the central nervous system. If at any point this becomes too much on the bottom of your feet, you can just lift onto the knees. Eventually, we want to try to take full circular rotations with the neck, so we allow the head to fall back and around. Maybe take this in both directions. Sit the hips back onto the heels. We shift forward, coming back into our tabletop pose. Keep the back toes tucked, spread the fingertips nice and wide, straighten out the spine. We're gonna move through some cat-cows. So as you inhale, allow the belly to drop. We lift the gaze, we lift our tailbone. So we're drawing the chin away from our chest, the shoulders away from the ears. We're spreading through the clavicles, nice C curve in the spine. As you exhale, untuck the back toes, push away from the floor to round and curl, puffing up the spine. We draw the navel in for our cat pose. Inhale, tuck the toes, belly falls, lift the gaze. Exhale, untuck the toes, push the floor away, round and curl, drawing navel to spine. Go ahead and take a few more at your own pace, just linking these two movements to create a nice gentle flow. When you're ready, turn this into your dancing lion. So we just shift the hips forward, up and around, creating nice big circular rotations. Moving in both directions, maybe rock the feet from side to side. Dancing lion is a free body movement, so there's no right or wrong here. Dancing lion is just a great way to Scan your body to notice any sticky spaces or soreness or tightness. And maybe you decide to send a little extra attention to these spaces as you move through your practice. Return back to a neutral tabletop. The back toes are tucked, nice flat spine. Inhale the right arm up, gaze through the fingertips. As you exhale, drag the arm back up and around, creating nice big circular rotations. So we're opening up the right side shoulder. We're getting the synovial fluid going, lubricating the joints for our practice. We want to shift those hips forward, getting the whole body involved. You'll notice a slight contraction in the core. Go ahead and reverse the direction. On your next inhalation, reach the right arm high to the sky, draw the shoulder blades to touch, gaze through the fingertips. Exhale, thread your needle. So we thread the right arm under and through the body, resting the top of the right shoulder on the mat. We can reach that left arm forward like a kickstand. That's going to give you a little bit more stability. If you want to take a bind, go ahead and wrap the left arm up and around, tucking the fingers into the right hip crease. We're twisting through the upper middle thoracic spine with the ultimate goal of getting the back of the skull on the mat. So see if you can lift your gaze to the ceiling. We find ourselves in a nice belly twist here. We're massaging our internal organs. We're helping to aid digestion, helping to detoxify the body. So see if you can really twist in this space. Feel free to move the hips. The hips do not need to be squared off here as there's very little gravity in this pose. We gently move out of this space by planting the left hand on the mat, pushing the floor away and reaching that right arm back up just to counter the twist. Circle the hand down, replacing it, finding tabletop. Inhale, extend the left arm forward, palm up. Take the gaze through the fingertips. As you exhale, drag that left arm back up and around, creating those nice big circular rotations. So we're opening up the left shoulder, the front of the chest, getting into our pectoral muscles, as well as that upper back. Remember to shift those hips forward to feel some contraction in your core. Switch the direction whenever you are ready. Just making sure to balance out the body. On your next inhalation, extend the left arm high to the sky. Draw the shoulder blades to touch. Exhale, thread your needle, threading the left arm under and through the body. Using that right hand like a kickstand, maybe reach behind the back for a bind. Try to take whichever variation you took on the other side. Nice deep belly twist here. Focus on your breath. Those nice long inhales, nice long exhales. You should notice a nice fluidity in the breath at this point of your practice. Slowly unwinding. We plant the right hand on the earth, pushing the floor away. Reach that left arm back and up, counter your twist. Circle the arm down, tabletop pose. We're gonna tuck the back toes, spread the fingertips nice and wide, and lift those hips back and up, pressing into your first downward facing dog. So we're just walking the hands slightly forward, the feet slightly back. We find ourselves in a nice upside down V shape. The spine is long, the neck hangs heavy. Go ahead and start to walk out your dog. Bend and straighten the knees, pedaling out the heels. We just want to be mindful of two things in this pose. We want to circle the creases of our elbows forward. The fingers face forward as well. And then we want to work our weight into the back body. So we're actively working our heels towards the ground. It's okay if they don't touch just yet. But the wrists, the shoulders, and the elbows are not weight-bearing joints. So we want to make sure we're not dumping our weight into the front body. Our downward facing dog is one of the most fundamental parts of our practice. So we definitely want it to feel comfortable, but we also want to make sure that we're maintaining a nice form. On your next inhale, take your gaze to the fingertips. We're going to shift the shoulders and your weight forward into a plank pose. You have the option to drop the knees from here to modify this pose. We're going to move through a Chaturanga, our low push-up. So as you inhale, shift your shoulders forward of the wrists. As you exhale, we bend the elbows close to the body, lowering down halfway. See if you can hold for just 1 second, and then release all the way onto the belly. Extend the arms out to your side, creating a T shape with the body, and just allow the third eye to rest on the mat for just a moment. We're going to move into an intense shoulder stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to push away from the floor with the left hand and roll on to our right side. Feel free to bend that left leg, maybe bend both if that feels good for you. That right arm should be out nice and straight. Maybe see if you can make a connection with the left hand to the right fingertips. This is just an intense shoulder stretch. You should feel a nice amount of pressure on the right shoulder. Holding here for a few more breaths. Let it go. Release back into that T shape. We're going to take it on over to the left. So we push the floor away and we roll onto the left side. Bending that right knee, maybe bend the left if that feels good for you as well, or just keep the left leg straight. Maybe reach around to grab the fingertips, interlacing them. The shoulder blades and the scapula are touching here. A nice massage on our rotator cuff. Take nice deep breaths. Let it go, rolling back onto the stomach. We're going to bring the hands under the shoulders. Moving through a Cobra series, so just gently opening up the back and strengthening the low back. So we want the tops of the fingertips to line up with the shoulders. Immediately, you want to hug the elbows close into the body. We're also going to bring our back toes to touch. Moving into our baby cobra, start to press the tops of the feet onto the earth. We engage the quad muscles and we engage the glutes. Begin to engage the core, and as you inhale, peel the upper body off of the mat. You should feel a nice engagement in the low back. Those muscles are working. You are strengthening your core. You are improving your posture and your flexibility. Holding here for one more breath. See if you can lift just a little bit more. Maybe float the fingertips off of the mat. Let it go. Third eye rests on the mat. Feel free to take your baby cobra once again. Or if you move with me, we're going to move into our lifted cobra. So our second progression in this series, we're walking the fingertips back even more so that it lines up with the middle of the chest. Again, hug those elbows in, draw the big toes to touch. Third eye rests on the mat. Begin to press the tops of the feet into the earth, engaging those legs, engaging the glute muscles. Start to fire up the core. As you inhale, press into the floor to lift the torso off of the mat even more. So we have a bend in the elbows. There's a nice bounce in the arms. We're drawing the shoulders away from the ears, lifting our gaze, chin away from the chest. This is a nice, intense back opener. Nice, deep breaths. Let it go. Third eye rests on the mat. Moving on to our third progression, we're going to find ourselves in Cobra pose or upward facing dog. As usual, you can take your baby Cobra or your lifted Cobra, whatever feels best for you. So if you're moving with me, we're going to walk the hands back even more than you would think. We're going to frame our rib cage. Hug the elbows into the chest. You don't need to keep the big toes touching in this space. You can if you would like, but we do want to press the tops of the feet into the earth. We want to engage our legs, engage the glutes, and we're going to pull our torso up and through our arms as we inhale. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, engage the core muscles. So engage the belly. That's going to give you an even deeper opening in this space. We want to really lift away from the earth to avoid crunching in the low back. If you want to move into your upward facing dog, we simply lift the thighs off of the earth. So there's 2 points of contact, our hands and the tops of the feet. One more nice deep breath here. Really embracing the sensation in the spine. Exhale, we let it go, rolling the body back onto our mat. Release the arms back out by your side. Maybe rock the hips from side to side to give yourself a nice release here. Bring the toes and legs to touch. We're going to push back into our child's pose, keeping the knees together this time. Then we reach the arms back by our side. Child's pose, just taking 3 deep breaths here. This variation of child's pose is meant to release the spine just a little bit more rather than our hips. Feel free to return to this space whenever you would like or whenever you feel you need throughout this practice. When you're ready, find your way back into your downward facing dog. From your down dog, take the gaze to the tops of the mat. We're going to tiptoe the feet to meet the hands. We come into a forward fold. Automatically just bend into the knees. Allow the spine to be long, the necking heavy, and grab opposite elbows. We're going to sway the body from side to side. So the more we bend into the knees, the more we decongest the low back. So really just feeling out what works best for you. Go ahead and let the grip go so that fingertips brush the earth. Moving into a halfway lift. As you inhale, straighten the legs, slide the fingertips up the shin, look out and lengthen. Nice flat back here, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold, hang heavy. 2 more. Inhale, slide the fingertips up the shin, look out and lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. We're going to roll up to standing 1 vertebrae at a time, moving as slowly as possible. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down at the top of the mat. Inhale the arms overhead. We feel a nice rooting in the feet, nice strong legs. We're lengthening through the sides of the body, biceps frame the ears, lifting our gaze in our upward handstand position. Grab the left wrist with that right hand. We're going to move into a side bend. So as you inhale, see if you can lengthen through the sides of the body, putting space between the vertebrae. And as you exhale, we lean the torso over to the right. So we really want to create a nice C curve in the spine. So as we lean over to the right, we want to shift the hips left. That's going to make this an even more intense stretch, really getting into the side body. We also want to focus on rolling the chest open, lifting the gaze under the arm, engaging the core muscles. Inhale, come back to center, switch your grip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we lean over to the left, shifting those hips to the right. Peel the chest open, lift the gaze under the arm, engaging the core to protect the spine. Inhale, come back to center. We're gonna take a supported back bend. So you're gonna take the palms facing down on the low back, so on your sacrum. We're gonna draw the elbows close together. As you inhale, start to shift the hips forward. So just the hips, we're not bending in the back just yet. Engage the core. Again, we really want to protect the spine. And as you exhale, allow the head and neck to fall back. The shoulders follow, the upper back follows. If you're feeling comfortable in this space, you can begin to walk the hands down the backs of the legs, just deepening this expression. The more you send the hips forward, the deeper you will go in this space. Gently returning back to standing. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, let it go. Bend into the knees and just allow the crown of the head to fall towards the earth. Gently releasing the spine a little bit. So from here, we want to spread the fingertips nice and wide, planting the hands into the earth. We're going to bring the left foot between the hands, and we're going to step that right foot back. Drop the right knee, untuck the toes. Coming into our drop knee lunge. As you inhale, bring the arms overhead so the biceps frame the ears. Nice lengthening through the sides of the body. We're engaging the core. And we begin to shift the hips forward. So you should feel a nice sensation along the front of the right hip. If you have blocks, this is a great time to get them. So from your drop knee lunge, we're going to move into another side bend. Exhale, release the right hand down towards the ground, maybe utilizing a block if you have one. And then we begin to lean the torso over towards the right. Try to keep the hips squared off. We want to leave them where they are and just lean in the torso. Inhale, come back to center, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, release the left hand down. Lean into the torso, leaning over to the left. Again, working those hips towards the earth. Return back to center, biceps frame the ears. Release the hands down to the mat, framing the left foot. From here, we're going to tuck the back toes, straighten into the legs, and we're gonna step the left foot back to meet the right, finding a plank pose. You have the option to drop onto your knees here. We're going to move through our first vinyasa of the practice. So I'm going to demonstrate the drop knee version. So as you inhale, begin to shift your shoulders forward of the wrists. As you exhale, we lower down halfway, bending the elbows close into the body, Chaturanga. We want a nice bounce in the elbows, the shoulders are facing forward. As you inhale, peel the upper body through your upward facing dog or maybe your Cobra pose. Take a nice big inhale in your upward facing or Cobra pose. And as you exhale, roll over the toes, shifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So our vinyasa is another one of those fundamental parts of our practice. So really play with what works for you. Maybe start off with the modified version and then work into your full plank. You are in control of your own intensity dial. You are in control of when you want to turn it up, when you want to turn it down. We always want to be responsive and respectful of what our bodies are telling us. Take the gaze to the top of the mat. We tiptoe, coming into our forward fold. Inhale, look out and lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold, planting those hands on the earth. We step the right foot in between the hands, lunge that left foot back. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, peel the torso up, biceps frame the ears, drop knee lunge. We're sinking the hips towards the earth. Notice that nice sensation along the front of the left hip. Lengthening through the sides of the body. Slowly release the right hand down by the sides, maybe onto the block or the floor, and we lean over to the right. Nice side bend. We want to keep the hips where they are, focusing on leaning in the torso, leaning in the upper body. Inhale, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, release the left hand down towards the mat or a block, and lift up and over towards the left. We're really working into the sides of our body today, putting space between the vertebrae, improving our posture, strengthening our muscles. Return back to center, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, let it go, hands frame the foot. We tuck the back toe, straighten the back leg, step the right foot back, plank pose. Moving through another vinyasa. So this time I'm going to be in full plank. So inhale, we shift our weight forward of the wrist, so shoulders forward. Exhale, lower down halfway and hold, bending the elbows, tops of the shoulders face out, engaging the core. Inhale, pull the upper body through your upward facing or Cobra pose. Nice big inhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep the right leg high to the sky, finding yourself in a three-legged dog. Go ahead and explore this space, bend and straighten the lifted leg, maybe take some hip circles here, leg circles, whatever feels good for you. The one thing you want to be aware of here is we want to try to square off the shoulders. So we don't want to dip too much weight into the left wrist or the left shoulder. On our inhale, we elevate the pose by coming on to the left tippy toes. Take your gaze to the top of the mat. We shift forward into a three-legged plank. Inhale the knee towards the nose, kick the heel forward. Find yourself in a lunge pose. So just checking our stance here. We have a 90-degree bend with the front knee. The left leg is nice and strong. We're engaging those muscles and we're high on the ball of the back toes. We're not sinking down in the hips. Nice lift in the hips, nice bounce in the legs. Root to rise, press the floor away to rise into your high crescent lunge. So in our high crescent lunge, we want to focus on pulling the front body back and tucking the tailbone slightly under. So that back leg might bend just a little bit. That is totally okay. We're lengthening through the sides of the body. Lifting our gaze here. Take 3 deep breaths in this space. We have a nice rooting action in the low body, nice rising action in our upper body. On your next inhalation, pivot towards the left. Cartwheeling those arms open into your warrior 2. So we have a slightly different stance here. We keep that 90-degree bend in the front knee. We also have a 90-degree angle with that left foot. We want to focus on gripping through the blade edge of our left foot, engaging the left leg. The hips and the shoulders are squared off. We have nice, strong arms. Draw the shoulder blades to touch behind the back. You should be able to put a pencil between the shoulder blades and it would stay there. Nice deep breaths. I know that quad muscle is starting to fire up. Try to send your breath to that space. Moving towards the sensation rather than away. We're focusing on stabilizing our pelvic floor. We're strengthening and lengthening our muscles here, toning up those legs. Nice deep breaths. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms overhead. We're taking our pumping warriors. So exhale, return to your warrior 2. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Last one, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Go ahead and flip that front palm over. We reach forward with the torso until we can't reach anymore. And then lift the right arm up and over, sliding the left arm down the back of the left leg. We're exalting the pose, our reverse warrior 2. Peel the chest open towards the sky, lift the gaze. Take a moment to look at that front knee. When we exalt the pose, we have a tendency to straighten into that front knee. See if you can continue to track the knee forward, maintaining that nice 90-degree bend, really working the quad muscle today. Final breath here, nice long inhale. Exhale, return to your warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot, pivot on the left leg. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Moving through an optional vinyasa at your own pace, we will meet in downward facing dog. So before we move into the other side, we're going to take a slight little twist here. So just take your feet out towards the width of the mat. You're going to shorten your stance by walking the hands back a footprint or two. Shift your weight into the back body, so we're straightening into the legs. You should feel a slight stretch along the hamstring muscles. So from here, you're going to lift the right arm, twist under the body to grab the left ankle. So as we inhale, we lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, twist open towards the left. So we focus on rolling the right rib cage under, peeling the left rib cage open. Nice deep breaths. The gaze should be right under the armpits. You might notice a slight lock in your throat. That is your Mula Bandha throat lock. We are massaging the thyroid muscle, reversing the effects of aging. We're helping to monitor our hormones here. So nice deep breaths in this space. Let it go. Lift the left hand. Grab the right ankle. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist the body under towards the right. This time we roll the left rib cage under, peel the right rib cage open. Gaze under the armpit just to feel that throat lock here. Nice deep breaths. Let it go. Walk your way back into your downward facing dog. Giving yourself a moment here to collect your breath, to collect your thoughts. Maybe take a moment to thank yourself for all the effort that you have put in so far. Inhale, sweep the left leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend and straighten the leg, just exploring that left hip. Just doing whatever feels good for you. Squaring off the shoulders here again. We want to be conscious we're not dipping too much weight into the right side. Inhale, we elevate the pose by coming onto the right tippy toes. Shift forward into your three-legged plank pose. Draw left knee towards the nose. Kick the heel forward. We step into our lunge pose. Adjusting our stance here, maybe widen your stance. We're high in the ball of the back toes. The back leg is nice and engaged. Press down to rise up into your high crescent lunge. Pulling the front body back here. Nice deep breaths. Stabilizing the lower body. See if you can take 3 quality breaths here. Nice long inhales through the nose. Nice long exhales back out the nose. Again, maintaining our Ujjayi breathing. From here, we're going to cartwheel open into our warrior two. So we square the body off. Nice 90-degree angle with the back foot. Nice 90-degree angle with the front knee. Nice strong arms, gaze through the fingertips. Maybe widen the stance, getting into the groin muscles just a little bit more. We're working into our groin muscles, strengthening as we find flexibility. So the more we engage our thighs, the more we strengthen our pelvic floor, those inner thigh muscles. Pumping warriors. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, return to your warrior two. 2 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Last one, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. We flip the left palm, reaching forward until we can't reach anymore. We flip the arm up and over, sliding the right hand down the back of the right leg. Peel the chest open towards the sky, shining through the heart. Nice deep breaths. Again, take a look at your front knee. We want to make sure we're tracking the knee forward, maintaining that nice 90-degree angle. So we're really working into the quad muscle, toning up the thighs. Release back into your warrior two. We cartwheel the hands down to frame the left foot. Pivot on the right foot. Step the left back. Plank pose. Move through an optional vinyasa at your own pace. We'll meet in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep the right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. We're moving into our pigeon pose from here. So we're going to shift forward into our three-legged plank. We draw the right knee to the nose, and then we release the right knee between the hands, sliding the left foot back. So before we release into our pigeon pose, we have a few options from here. So the more we keep the foot into the groin, the less intense of a hip stretch it's going to be. If you want to intensify the hip stretch, see if you can get your shin parallel with the top of the mat. The one thing we want to be mindful of here is that we're squaring off those hips. So we have a tendency to sit into the right. If you're someone who has particularly tight hips or this pose is a little bit too uncomfortable for you, you can slide a block under the right hip. That's going to help square off your hips, make this a little bit more accessible. So once you've squared off your hips, you've situated your leg, your foot where it needs to be, you can then walk the hands forward, lowering the torso onto the front thigh, maybe resting the third eye on the mat. We're taking 5 quality breaths in this hip opener. Hip stretches can be very confrontational. Our hips tend to carry a lot of stress and tension and emotion. So in these spaces, we often have an emotional release. We really want to be patient with our body as it starts to respond. See if you can return to your intention and return to your breath. Slowly work your way out of this space. We lift onto the fingertips and walk the hands back towards the hips. We're going to sit onto that right hip and we're going to swing the left leg up and around, bending one knee on top of the other. So that left leg is bent over the right leg. From here, we inhale the arms overhead, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, twist open towards the left. Hook the right elbow outside of the left knee. Plant the left hand at the base of the spine. So inhale, lengthen, put space between the vertebrae, and exhale, we twist. Take the gaze over the left shoulder. Nice deep breaths. We find ourselves in another belly twist because they are just that good for us. Final breath, nice long inhale. Exhale, we release. And in order to release here, we bow over to the other side. So bend into the elbows, release the torso towards the earth. That's just going to help balance out the spine, give ourselves a nice little release here. So from here, we're going to rock and roll forward back into our lunge pose. So we rock the left foot forward, step the right leg back. From here, we're going to step the left foot back to meet the right, plank pose. Shift those hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you would like to take one last optional vinyasa, feel free. We'll meet in downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. Shift your weight forward into your three-legged plank. Left knee towards the nose. Drop the knee between the hands. Slide the right foot back. Untuck the toes. Moving into your pigeon pose. So taking whichever variation works for you. We want to remember that different sides of our body have different levels of flexibility. So really just feel what works best for this particular side. So maybe keep the foot towards the groin, maybe try to get the shin parallel, whatever works for you. Then we want to walk the torso forward, resting the third eye on the mat, and just taking those 5 deep breaths here. So again, this is one of those confrontational poses, and a lot of times we have a tendency to fidget. We want to look around, we want to touch things, our mind starts to wander. So see if you can truly try to connect to this space. Send your breath throughout the body, towards that hip, and take nice deep breaths. Gently lift out of this pose by walking the hands back towards the hips, lifting the torso. We sit on to the left side, swing the right leg up and over, bending one knee over the next, over the other. We should feel the sits bones on the earth here. We have a nice long spine. Inhale, the arms overhead, biceps frame the ears. As you exhale, twist open towards the right, hooking the left elbow outside of the right hip. Outside of the right knee. We place the left hand at the low we place the right hand at the low back. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. Let it go by bowing over to the left just to release the low back and to release the hip a little bit more. So we're taking that rock and roll transition here. We rock the right foot forward, shoot the left leg back. Step the right foot to meet the left, plank pose, shift those hips back and up, downward facing dog. Again, you can feel free to take another vinyasa if that serves you, if that serves your practice. Take your gaze to the top of the mat and just tiptoe forward. From here, we're going to sit the hips back, finding our way into a seated position. We want to bring the soles of the feet to touch, opening up the knees here, coming into our butterfly pose. You want to work the heels in towards the groin. Place the hands on the knees and gently try to lower the knees towards the earth, straightening into the arms. It's okay if those shoulders rise in up towards the ears. That is totally okay. Let's take a little bit of a shoulder stretch by just dipping that right shoulder forward, twisting over towards the left. You should feel this along the outside of the right hip. Return back to center, dip the left shoulder forward. Return back to center. Extend your arms forward, palms face up, and see if you can roll the torso onto the mat one vertebrae at a time. Releasing into our reclining diamond pose. The palms face up by our sides. Just take a moment here to relax. Letting gravity do its work here. Gently pushing the knees towards the earth. Gently opening up the hips. From your reclining diamond pose, go ahead and bring the knees to touch and then hug them into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins and just go ahead and rock from side to side. Give yourself a nice low lumbar massage. Finding your happy baby pose. We grab the outer blade edge of the feet. We open up the knees, working the knees towards the earth. The shins are parallel to the earth, perpendicular to the earth. From here, you can rock from side to side, again, just massaging the low back. We did a lot of work throughout the spine today, so just give yourself this time to decompress. Maybe straighten into the legs, finding a straddle variation of your happy baby. Hug the knees back into the chest. And then just extend the legs overhead, palms face down by the sides. See if you can flex the feet, again, straightening into the legs as much as possible. So this is our legs up the wall pose. It doesn't seem like anything, but this pose is incredibly beneficial. We're sending a fresh supply of oxygen down to the brain. This is helping our circulation. Again, this is helping to detoxify the body. So even if you can incorporate this into your everyday, this pose is awesome for our bodies. Giving ourselves a minute in this space. Rejuvenating our muscles here, replenishing our oxygen and our blood supply. Let it go. Release the knees back into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Take a nice long inhale. And as you exhale, extend the left leg forward. So we're hugging the right knee into the chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. And then we lift the right knee up and over to the left, shifting those hips back so that we stack the right hip on top of the left. We extend the right arm out to the right side. Take the gaze through the fingertips for our supine twist. Ending our practice with a spinal twist. Bring your awareness to your breath. You want to start trying to slow down and calm our breath. So see if you can elongate the length of your inhale to 3 breaths, and then match the length of your inhale with your exhale. Maybe move up to 5 counts. We just want to start calming the central nervous system, letting our body know that we are finding a space of relaxation. Return back to center, keeping that right knee hugging into the chest. We're going to take a gentle quad stretch. So you're going to grab the top of the right foot with that left hand. Place the sole of the foot into the groin muscle, and then allow the knee to splay open, almost like a tree pose on the mat, except that we want the foot in the groin. Releasing the knee towards the earth, we're going to feel a nice sensation through the quad muscle. Let it go, hugging the right knee into the chest, and then let it go. Bring the left knee into the chest, give it a nice big squeeze, and then we lift the left knee up and over to the right, moving into our supine twist, our spinal twist. Shift the hips back, stacking the left hip on top of the right, and then we reach the left arm out towards the left side. The gaze follows. We work on rolling the left shoulder towards the earth. Breathing into the spinal twist. Again, we focus on those nice long inhales and exhales. A nice fluid rhythm with our breathing. Return back to center, hug the left knee into the chest. Moving into that gentle quad stretch, we bring the sole of the foot into the groin muscle. Allow the knee to splay open. Nice stretch in the quad. Let it go. Bringing the left knee into the chest and then letting it go. We move into our final Shavasana, our final resting space. So just allow the feet to splay open, the palms face up by our sides. Close the eyes here. Relax the jaw by drawing the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Try to give yourself these next few minutes of practice to really find a space of relaxation. Oftentimes we are super busy, we have a lot going on, so our mind tends to wander. We think about our to-do list, we think about our day tomorrow, what we have to do after this class. Try to let go of those thoughts and just bring your awareness to the present moment. Bring your awareness to the breath and really give yourself this time to fully disconnect. We gently start to bring some movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Maybe extend the arms overhead. Give yourself a nice good morning stretch. Then roll on to one side, finding a fetal position. So we use our bicep as a pillow. We stack the knees, we stack the hips. This is a very nurturing space, a very restorative space. When you're ready, press the floor away, lifting into a seated position. Crossing the legs, the sit bones on the ground. Nice long spine. The palms face down on our knees for more grounding energy. Maybe lift the palms towards the ceiling for more receiving energy. Take one more big inhale through the nose and let it go, this time out the mouth. Draw the shoulders up, back, and down the spine, keeping those eyes closed. And then just tuck the chin towards the chest. Draw the hands to heart center. I'd like to close practice by thanking each and every one of you for showing up on your mats today. Thank you for flowing with me. More importantly, take time to thank yourself. Thank yourself for making a healthy and positive choice for your day. Remember that you are healthier now than you were even an hour ago. So that is something that you can feel accomplished for. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, and from my heart to yours, namaste.